Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sabira, aka Sabythesimmer. So if you're new here, I started a 4-part series where I build for 4 parts and then I do some gameplay with the Sims and like play around with the house that I built them. And I will leave the card for that on the screen, and I'll also leave the link for that playlist in the description. But one of the Sims, Tia, is a freelance photographer, and because she's a lazy Sim, I had in mind that she's not necessarily lazy, she just knows what she wants to do and she doesn't want to work all day every day, so she has a separate workspace. I made an office at home for her wife, Jasmine, and she is a interior designer. I was gonna say a dream home decorator, but yeah, same thing. She's an interior designer, so I gave her an office at home because she'd very much work from home, that kind of thing. I feel like she kind of has to work from home, whereas Tia is adamant that she's not bringing work home, so she will have a separate workspace, which is what I'm building here. Building her photography studio, kind of like office space, that kind of vibe. It's a generic lot because I wasn't sure what lot type to put it as. I wasn't sure if I'd do it as a rental and then like play it out as like she has to rent out this space, that she actually has to buy, not buy, but she has to pay for her time here. So it's kind of like just a general workspace that you can rent out for the day or whatever the case may be. I was tempted to do it that way just for like realism, but I decided to just not do that. As you can see, I'm playing around with this like kind of pattern that I was trying to do at the front just to give it a bit of a design, but it just wasn't working the way I had it in mind. I think I needed to play around with it a bit more, but I just got to the point where I was like, you know what, it's fine, I don't need it that badly, I can go without. And then I put a little half a wall around the little bump out bit there. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I might have changed that. I might have changed that in hindsight, like now I'm looking at it, but it's fine. And then I've done a little like back kind of like a outside area. I don't know why, like obviously in the Sims you can't smoke and things like that, but in my mind I just made like this kind of like outside area as like a smoking area, or like if it's a really nice day, it's always spring so it's probably always nice, then you can like sit and have your lunch or whatever, like a break outside, because I put like a picnic table out there. So that's what I had in mind anyway. I always kind of like think of things that aren't really in the Sims. I don't know why, but I just do. So yeah, I thinking about it, I didn't actually have a reference image to work with. I can't remember if I did. I don't think I did. I think I just went off of the top of my head of like what I know I want to be included, how I want it to look. I wanted the idea of like from downstairs you can see upstairs and you can see these big windows, and they are tinted windows. You're gonna see it come together in a minute, but like upstairs in the little box room is essentially like a dressing room and the bathroom, or just like a half bathroom, just a toilet and a sink kind of vibe. And I had it in mind of like, if it's going to be a photography studio, you might have your Sims come here and get changed upstairs, but the windows are going to be tinted. I just wanted a vibe of like, you look up and you see these big windows. I just like the concept of it. So yeah, in my mind they're tinted, you can't see through them, but I mean you can in the Sims, but like in my mind I have it as like you can't see through them. So yeah, you can't see a Sims change and all that, but I did put a little divider thingy. I don't know what they actually called. I know they have a name, I just can't remember what it's called. And yeah, just for some privacy, or some pretend privacy so that when you are getting changed and things like that, it's not a problem. And I have played through the photography career only a little bit before, so like playing with it now was actually quite fun to try. It was a bit stressful actually, I can't lie. I'm saying it was fun, it wasn't. It was a bit stressful trying to get all the Sims in. Then I wasn't sure what it was asking me to do. I didn't realize, in my mind I was like, take 2 photos of your Sims in athletic wear. I decided to do them like one at a time, and then I read the thingy again, and then I was like, why didn't it check it off? And then I was like, oh, I'm supposed to take it with them together. So I did that, and then I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to send it to get approved. Like it just, the option wasn't coming up, and I just felt so confused. I don't know if I just completely missed it or what, but I just got so confused, and I was like, you know what, I'm cancelling the gig. I only did it to practice, and also I wanted some actual photos to be up in this photography studio when it goes up. So there are some photos on there. I don't believe it sets as custom content, because how can it when I play on console? I don't think it will. I don't think you even have the option on console to look for custom content stuff. I can't even remember. I don't think you do. But yeah, I just added some photos because I wanted it to feel like it was used, or it has been used. At least Tia was like working there for a short amount of time, that kind of thing. But yeah, I wasn't sure how to do the like the entrance, but I just ended up going with that base game kind of stone railing and fence. And then I've gone for a very black and like charcoaly dark theme, and then like stone in the flooring because it's always the springs. I felt like stone would be good. I did put a fan in as well because I felt like it probably gets really warm in there, but like the fan helps to like regulate the temperature and keep it really cool and whatever. And I just felt like in a space where you're trying to get changed and like take photos and stuff, you want to be comfortable. You want to be sweating and hot all the time, so I just thought I would add in a fan as well. And I just liked the vibe of it. The lighting, oh my gosh, the way the lights kind of like the lighting kind of flooded through the windows was beautiful. I'm going to post screenshots on Twitter, so if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see them. If you don't, my Twitter is just Sabythesimmer. And yeah, I made a tiny little kitchen with a mini fridge and also a microwave. I was really tempted to use the oven, the like countertop oven. I totally forgot we got those in Dream Home Decorate. I was really tempted to use it, but I was like, maybe it just looks a bit weird. Like, it just felt a bit weird, and I was like, it's just a temporary space that you're going to. And you have your people come, like your clients come over to take photos and stuff like that. So that maybe you could tell them to bring food, or maybe there's a local store. Like, I just think about myself when I've been on like photo shoots and stuff before. And like sometimes you just go and get food, or sometimes they'll have food provided for you. Sometimes there's not a microwave. I can't remember the last time I went to a photo shoot when there was a microwave. Actually, it's a lie. The last time I was on a photo shoot, it was at a house, so there was like stuff there. But I'm thinking about if you go to like an actual studio, a lot of the time it's like basic stuff there because obviously you don't live there. It's just a space for you to work. So I just did a little fridge. I mean, a little kitchen area, just so like it was a bit more realistic. Your Sims are gonna get hungry. They're gonna get tired. They're gonna get all these different. They've got all these bloody needs, so I just decided to put it there so that at least they won't be hungry whilst they're working. They might be tired by the end of the day. I know Tia was definitely tired by the end of the day because I was there for hours just playing around and doing certain things. But it was okay. It did what it needed to do. I did have trouble like getting the Sims to actually go in the photography studio and like take photos and stuff like that. That was a bit annoying because it just didn't function the way I wanted it to. But in the end, I just decided to like add them into a group. I think it was. Yeah, I just added them to like a group and then bring them all back in like into the photography studio and then just took the photos that way. But I did put the little marker thing on the, what is it called, backdrop. So that kind of helps, like they have to stand on the mark and take the photos and things like that. I don't know if it's just me, but when I take photos, especially when I'm on my console, when I take photos using the cameras and things and the phones, for some reason the photos are always off center. So like you might be able to see them in the background or when you see the shots at the end, but they're just so always off center, and I don't know how to make it better because when I'm taking a photo, I always feel like when I'm taking it, it's pretty centered. Like the little box that's in the middle of the screen is pretty much like in the middle, and I've tried to like move it more to the left, move it more to the right, and when I take the photos, it's either more to the left or more to the right still, and I just don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if this is another problem that other console players have, or if it's just me. Am I using the camera wrong? I don't know. So sometimes I have to take it a bit further away, so like if it is slanted one side, you won't know so much, but yeah. So I had to include obviously a little seating area. I was just thinking about, I went on a photo shoot once, this brand that I use, they invited me to a photo shoot and we went to Cardiff. Well, I say we, obviously I'm in London, so they took me and some other people to Cardiff. And Cardiff was beautiful, by the way, but yeah, and there was like this seating area, so like we could sit down, and literally behind us you could see like them taking the photos and stuff. So a little bit awkward when you're obviously trying to just like take your photos and then there's people sitting there watching you, but everyone was like good vibes, so it was fine. But I felt like the seating area was necessary, and like when I was playing around with it, they kind of just sat there naturally and was chatting and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is actually cute, this is a really cute vibe. And for some reason I did the little cubes, the storage cubes, and I did them all up in a line, which you're gonna see soon. And for some reason they like kept disappearing every time. Like I went to do the shots from the end, I was like, where are the rest of them gone? Like, where's everything gone? So I would put them back, and then I think I visited the photography studio another time because literally I spent that whole day there to the point where Tia was like gonna pass out. And then when I went back, they disappeared again. So I hope when you download this from the gallery, it doesn't disappear again. I really hope it doesn't disappear again. But if it does, my bad. But you're just gonna have to like copy the cubes and do some more. If you want to, you can just take them all the way out. It's up to you what you do with this space. But it's just, I made it obviously for my sim, so However you want to use it is really up to you. You can use it exactly the way it is, or you can change it. You can do what you want, really. You can change the lot type. It's up to you. Like I said, it'd be interesting to play around with it as a rental, and then like get her to have to like pay to hire out the space. That could be pretty cool, to be honest. But yeah, had fun cluttering up the desk. I put is it the cow plant that's in that jar? Like in the little terrarium jar thingy? I think it is. And with the kitchen area, I didn't clutter too much. I did a bit of seasoning. I just laughed at myself as I was doing it. I was like, so you've got a microwave there and a fridge, but there's definitely going to be seasoning and like a cookie jar. I really hope we get more like cookie jars or like things like that. I would love more cookie jars and like just clutter pieces for the kitchen. And I was thinking about it as I was building another build, and I was like, wow, cottage living really came through with the clutter. Like, I use quite a few of the clutter bits just because it's so useful, like the pots and like, I don't know, just like the little knickknacks that it came with. I think it's really useful to just clutter up a kitchen with. I think I changed the hanging plant. I don't know if I keep it there, if I move it, if I change it. I can't remember. But I put the little hanging plant in the corner where the little shelf is. I use quite a few shelves. Like I use the shelves where the kitchen area is, and then also above the seating area, just to like add something to the walls. I wanted to add some more clutter and a bit more detail. And I think I added like a little, is it the notice board thingy above the office desk? I'm looking at it and my mind still went blank. Yeah, I've just added it now. But I'm trying to think of what else I've done after this. I think after this I go to the photography studio, I believe, and then I go upstairs. Or do I do upstairs then the photography studio? I can't remember which one I do. Or do I go outside? I don't know. We'll see in a minute which one I do. Oh, we go upstairs. Well, no, I use that thingy. What is it called? I don't know what these are called. The little divider things. I use that just to give the illusion that, yeah, you have some privacy. And then I've used some of the Moschino stuff to like decorate this area with the clothing rack. I would assume that like maybe Tia works with like brands and she has them send over clothes for her to use to style her clients with. And then I added a few little lights because it was a bit dim. I think I go and do the outside lighting as well because I did change the time or the other lighting to like nighttime. And I find the lighting in like the photography studio a bit difficult to do because I obviously want like the softbox lights or like just the photography lights, but I realized that they're actually quite bright, and I didn't actually check to see if I can change those lights like I can with normal lights in The Sims, where you can change the kind of like the brightness of it and also the tone and the color. I don't know if you can actually do it with these ones. I would assume so, but I don't know because I didn't test it out. But they are quite bright, to be honest. Like when I was taking the photos, I was like, yeah, you don't need a flash when you use the camera. When you have that softbox light thingy, it's pretty bright. And I didn't know what to do with this wall. In the end, I just made it a gallery kind of wall of like the photos that she's taken before. And I didn't know, with the Moschino pack, you got like photo frames, and I just used them as like general photo frames. I didn't realize that they change. Because I kept putting photos in the frame and they just disappeared. And I was like, where are the photos going? I was so confused and so frustrated. I was like, I've just lost photos and I didn't know how to get them back. And then I realized, I was like, why is it saying every 6 hours, 12 hours? Like, what the hell does this mean? I didn't realize that the photos just automatically change, which makes so much sense if it's like a photography studio. Like, if that was a real life thing, that'd be so cool. But like, it makes so much sense to have like a gallery of photos and they all change at different times just to display all different types of work. I just thought that was so cool, and I didn't actually notice that was a thing. Like, I was really stressed out, like, wow, Sim just deleted all my photos and I don't know what I've done with them, only to realize that the photos change. That was so cool. Scary, but cool. I'm obsessed with that plant. The dine out plant, is it? No, it's the get to work plant, the little one. But then I was like, you can't use that plant because you used it in a house. And this studio is meant to like obviously reflect them and like Tia, but I didn't want it to be a complete like copy of what the house was like. So yeah, I don't think it was very similar to the house, to be honest. It has its own kind of vibe. I should have put like a bigger mirror in here, I think. I wish I had, I think it's the Parenthood pack. I think it's like the Parenthood expansion pack, I think it is. Or game pack? I don't know if it's a game pack or expansion. I think it's a game pack, actually. Like, that one's got like a lean-in mirror, and I wish I had a lean-in mirror for this room. And I'm looking at the swatch now, and I think that mirror is actually a dark brown as opposed to black. I did want black, but if it's a dark brown, it's okay. I don't mind too much. And then I do end up using like, I was gonna put these there, but I was like, I don't know if you're changing. Do you really want to like read these articles? Maybe like Tia's got some of her photos that she's taken in these articles. I don't know.
Then I just changed my mind. I was like, nah, we'll have a photo instead. So I just used the mosquito stuff pack photo. I was thinking about a poster, but no. All these things I'm trying out, I don't use. I just go with the mosquito stuff pack because I feel like it just probably fits in a bit better. And I felt like this area was a bit bland, so obviously I added a plant. I wanted this one so bad, but it's so big and awkward to fit in spaces, so I went with, what did I go with? Oh yeah, I went with this like barrel one. I think it's, oh no, I didn't go with the barrel one. I went with this one, which I can't remember what pack that was from. And then I used the like plant kit little hanging plant thingy in the bathroom. I really wanted like a really rustic kind of like industrial almost feeling bathroom. Like this bathroom was like put together recently, so I like the exposed kind of underneath, and yeah, I just liked the vibe of it. I just felt like it made sense. Like it's just a photography studio, so maybe the toilet was like the last thing added in. I'm trying to think of what this space could have been before, but I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like these spaces aren't like meant for what it's used for, and then you just have to like add in the stuff for what you need. So you had to add in a toilet, and now it's looking like this. I don't know why I was adding a mat. It's just a random bathroom. But yeah, I added in this little drinks thing. For some reason, your Sims don't automatically just take a drink though. It's so annoying. That Tia did, like the Sim I was actually playing with, she autonomously picked up a drink, but like the Sims I brought here didn't. And I was like, hello, this is a whole tray of like, I don't know, 6 drinks. Please drink it. Like otherwise we're just gonna be left with like a bunch of drinks. I just sized up a few of the frames so that we could get some like different size photos in them as well. I just took the photos with the, like I just changed the settings so I could have some larger photos and then I could fit them all in. And I think I added a little light to this. Oh yeah, I added the little tray, the tea tray thingy, because I thought it was cute. And now we're going to do landscaping. It's so weird to see this because I'm like, I normally do landscaping first, but I just changed things up like as I want them to change. So I've gone with these plants again because obviously I'm obsessed with them. These cats and dogs plants. If you saw my last video, which was a wedding build, then you would know that I use these plants and I just love them. So I went slightly different. I didn't copy the same plants I use, but I always use these low laying plants, and I went with the ones that have like a little pink to them. And then I added like a bunch of the flowers that I think are in the world anyway. And what else did I add? Yeah, I added some of those trees. I just sized them up and down so they had some variation. I added in some random little succulents as well. These little succulents with the flower on top, just for like something different, and also just to match in a bit with the world. And yeah, it's very green, but I am mad about it. I'm not mad about it. It's cute. And I added in dragonflies. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with adding in the dragonflies, the little spawning thingies into my builds recently. Just like adding in these spawn thingies, like I never really do. But there was one build that I recently did, just so like a wedding base game wedding build for some Sims that I was playing with, and I added in like the swans, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. They was floating, and I was like, wow, they are huge, as well as the fact that they're floating, they are huge. And I only made like a tiny little pond, so it was kind of hard to fit them in, but I did eventually, which was good. But we are coming to the end of the video, so you're going to start seeing some shots coming up, so you can get to see the whole build. I get to show you a bit more outside as well. There's not much out there. Like I said, it was just mainly like, you want to sit outside. Also, you can use that space, so if you want to take photos as well, you can bring the tripod out there. Just a note, because I totally forgot until I actually started playtesting this. Because I've already placed down the tripod and the camera, if you want your sim to come here and take photos and things like that, it's best if they own their own tripod and camera and they bring it to the lot, because then they're able to just move it around freely, as opposed to only being able to use it in that photography kind of like space. But it's totally up to you. It depends on how you want to use the space. But just bear that in mind, because I totally forgot about that until I was trying to move the tripod to outside, and then I couldn't. So I had to put a whole separate tripod outside. I'm going to have to check the build and make sure I didn't leave 2 tripods, 2 cameras in that lot, because it's a bit awkward. So I'm going to have to check for that. But yeah, you can find this build on the gallery. My gallery ID is Sabythesimmer. I don't know why my mind went blank then, but it's Sabythesimmer. You can find this build. And if you liked this speed build, do leave a like. I'd appreciate it. And leave a comment as well. We can chat in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. And I shall see you on Thursday. So enjoy the shots to come. And I'll see you Thursday. Bye.